this top, you're gonna need some weight for yarn. I'm using acrylic. You'll need a 5mm crochet hook, some scissors, a tapestry needle, and if you have a measuring tape, that's perfect. I don't, so I'll be just using a ruler and some yarn to measure. So you can kind of think of this top as a rectangle with 2 triangles on the side. So what we want to do is we want to measure right from the underbust, kind of right where your armpit starts, right underneath our breast, right to the other side. So if you have a measuring tape, that's perfect. You can just measure that. I don't, so I'm just going to be using a piece of yarn or a piece of twine to do so. So I'm going to start right about here. Oops. End right on that side. And then I can just put this up against a ruler and see how many inches that is. So it ended right about here, so I'm just going to put it up against my ruler. 12. Bring that over. All right, so it's about 12 plus 2.5 is 14.5 inches. To start the pattern, we're going to take our base color yarn, color A, make a slip knot. We're going to chain however many chains it takes to get to that measurement we just got. So for me, that ended up being 34 chains. So the next step, we are going to half double crochet in the second loop from your hook, and we're going to half double crochet in each stitch all the way across. This should come out to be 33 half double crochets. All right, so once you've got to the end of your first row, it should look something like this. For the next step, you're just gonna pretty much repeat that process. So we're gonna chain up 1, flip our work, and half double crochet into every stitch. Again, there's gonna be 33 stitches, and pretty much what we're gonna do for the rectangle piece is just repeat this process until we get to our desired length. So keep half double crocheting. When you get to the end of each row, chain up 1, turn your work, and continue the process. I'm gonna do that and I'll meet you back here when I'm done with my rectangle piece. All right, so I've gotten to the end of row 16. It doesn't matter how many rows you do as long as you end up with an even number of rows. So once you've finished this, you're going to chain up 1, and you're gonna place 1 half double crochet in every stitch across. So for me, I'm gonna half double crochet 16. All right, so once you've half double crocheted along that row, we're gonna chain up 1 and flip our work. Now we're gonna be working on the triangle part. So we want to decrease as we go. So to do that, we're gonna half double crochet decrease in the first 2 stitches, and then half double crochet all the way until we get to the last 2 stitches. So half double crochet in every stitch. And then with these remaining 2 stitches, you're going to do the same thing and just half double crochet, decrease. Now you can kind of see that it's starting to go inward, and that is what we want. So to finish the triangle, we're going to do the same exact thing. Half double crochet, decrease in the first 2 stitches, half double crochet all the way until we get to those last 2. And then once you get to the last 2, same thing, half double crochet, decrease. And again, see, it's starting to get smaller as we go, which is what we want. So continue that process, decreasing in the first 2 stitches and then in the last 2 until you have 4 stitches left, and I will meet you back here. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches left. Now for this row, you're pretty much gonna do the same thing, except we're gonna decrease in the first 2, decrease in the second 2, or the last 2, which then leaves us with 2 stitches. Same thing, you're gonna chain up 1 And this is the last row of decreasing. So decrease in those last 2 stitches. And now you should have the corner of your triangle. So you can take your scissors, cut short tail, pull your yarn through that loop and fasten off. So flip your work over and we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. So to do that, you can just take your yarn, make a little slip knot again, and attach it in the right corner. You're going to chain up 1 and do the exact same thing here. So you're going to half double crochet in every stitch. So for me, this is going to be 16. All right, now same thing. We're going to chain up 1, turn our work, and decrease in the first 2 stitches, half double crochet across until you get to the last 2 and decrease in those last 2 again. Now I personally like to crochet in my ends, that way I don't have to weave them in at the end, so I'm going to do that here. And pretty much you're going to repeat what we just did on the other side to make your second triangle, and I'll meet you back here when I'm done with the second triangle. All right, so I've gotten to the end of my triangle and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna fasten off, and we are now done with that color yarn, so you can put that away. This is what it looks like so far. For the next part, we're gonna start creating the trim and the strap. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our second color, make a slip knot, and we're gonna turn this so we're working on the bottom, and attach your yarn anywhere along the bottom. I'm gonna start right here. What you're gonna do is pull that yarn through, chain up 1, and we're gonna single crochet in every stitch until you get to that corner stitch. So right here is the corner stitch. We're just gonna make sure to place 2 single crochets in there. And then we're gonna repeat the process, 1 single crochet in every one of these stitches. All right, this is what it should look like. So when you get to the end of your triangle piece, this right here is gonna create our chest strap, and we want this to wrap around our chest twice. So we want it to be pretty long. So for me, I'm gonna chain about 250. So once you've got however many chains you want, first of all, make sure to just chain a little bit more, because the next step we're gonna be slip stitching back, and this tends to take some length off of it. So once you've got the end of your chain, we are going to slip stitch into the second loop from the hook and slip stitch in every single stitch that we just made. You could single crochet if you want thicker straps, but I like the look of slip stitching. I think it looks cleaner. So I will meet you back here once I've slip stitched across every single chain that I just made. Once you finish slip stitching throughout the entire chain, we're just gonna do the same thing here. Put 1 more single crochet into the tip of that triangle. And again here, I'm gonna actually crochet this end in right here. And we're going to single crochet in each of the stitches along the other side of the triangle. So pretty much just like what we did before. And once you get to the corner piece right here, do the same thing and single crochet 2. Now, depending on how wide you made your top, this strap might be a little bit too close to your armpit area. So what I'm gonna do instead is I am going to single crochet a couple more. Oops, so we're gonna, let's single crochet 1, 2, and 3. That way this is a little bit closer to the center of my chest and it's not going to be digging into my armpit area. So for the next strap, we are going to do the same thing and just chain up however many we'd like. For me, I'm going to do about 115. So I'm going to start doing that and I'll meet you back here at the end of that chain. So I finished chaining 115 and now I'm going to slip stitch in the second loop from the hook and slip stitch in every single stitch that we just made. And I will meet you back here at the end of this chain. Right, so I have slip stitch into every single chain. And now I'm just gonna single crochet again in this last stitch right here just to secure it. And now if you noticed, we're pretty much halfway done with the strap. So we have our neck strap and then we have our chest strap, and we're pretty much just gonna repeat that on this side as well. So what we're gonna do is continue single crocheting into every stitch across the top here. Remember how on this side we single crocheted 3 just so it wouldn't dig into our armpit. So what we're gonna do on this side is stop at the 3 mark. So 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do the same exact thing that we just did for this next strap. We are going to chain up 115 and then slip stitch in all of the stitches along the chain. And then I'll meet you back here. I just finished slip stitching, and what I'm going to do is single crochet again in this stitch right here just to secure it. And then we're going to single crochet 1 more and then another one to make the 2. And then we've got to the edge of our triangle. So we are going to single crochet 2 in the edge of our triangle and then single crochet in every stitch along the triangle until we get to the tip. Now you can see this is pretty much the exact same thing as this side. So this is going to be our chest strap. So what you're going to do is go ahead and chain 250 again and then slip stitch along that until we get back here. Right, we are almost done. We're going to single crochet again at the top of this triangle. And then we're going to single crochet in every stitch along here until we get to the corner piece, single crochet 2. And then all that's left is you're going to single crochet all the way until we reach this part where we started. You finish and you get to this last one right here. You are just going to slip stitch into the first stitch. And then we can cut this off and fasten off. So now we have our neck straps right here, which are all set. And all we have to do to finish it off is weave in our ends. I only have a couple because I crocheted them in as I went. And then you are all done. So I'll show you what it looks like on. So this is what the finished design looks like. I made this one a little bit shorter than the previous one, and I actually like how this one turned out a little bit better. It fits much nicer. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you try this pattern out, make sure to tag me down below and let me know how you like it. Let me know if you have any questions as well.